Apparently I'm just trying to go for like a French mime look today. Like I just need a beret. Hey, what's up? So, you're a casual cosplayer. You probably have a couple costumes, you recycle through, you make updates where you can, and you maybe go to maybe 1 or 2 cons a year, and you have a couple cosplay friends in the mix. Or you're more of a professional cosplayer. You try average 1 cosplay per month, and you're just a little bit more into the game than other people, but you're not totally professional, but you're making a lot of money off of this. Or you could be watching this and you're just a bystander. You might be a friend or a family member, maybe someone sent you this video in hopes that you can urge cosplayers on. But anyway, if you've been on social media the past maybe year and a half, you might have heard of this thing called Patreon or Ko-Fi. I call it Ko-Fi, I think it's pronounced coffee, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of you understanding that I'm saying a website versus saying coffee, I'm gonna call it Ko-Fi. So Patreon and Ko-Fi are 2 ways that you can donate to cosplayers and other creators. Patreon, you can pledge a certain amount of money to a cosplayer in exchange for rewards, and Ko-Fi is a one-time use donation, mostly used by cosplayers, but that's really because I follow a lot of cosplayers. The most popular way of donating to cosplayers are usually through Patreon, because I just noticed a lot of more professional cosplayers usually make their living mostly off of Patreon. So say that you have 20 close cosplay friends that you all love dearly and they have a $5 tier. Even if you want to pledge $5 to each of those cosplayers a month, that is $100 a month. However, the tips that I'll present to you right now will be those for ones who have a social media presence. You don't have to have a large following or a lot of followers. You can just have any social media platform like Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, as this is the easiest way of self-promotion for cosplayers. I will talk about ways you can support your cosplayer if you don't really have a social media presence or that's just not your jam, but those tips will come more towards the end of the video. So my poison is Instagram. I wake up every morning and the first thing I do is I check it. I know that's not the best habit to get into, but it's a habit I've been doing for a couple years now, and I'm trying to work on it. Instagram's algorithm changed in 2016, where it changed from a chronological order to an order where posts get seen if they are popular, or if you have a devout following to a certain member. So after 2016, when the algorithm changed, artists and creators that are based off Instagram freaked out and they started asking for comments on their posts. So what they would do is either post in their story and in the description of their post, hey, I have a question for you. They will put in their story and in the description of their photos a question. So say a cosplayer that would post something Harry Potter related would ask, what's your Hogwarts house? Or what's your favorite Harry Potter movie? And that would give a chance for their followers to answer a question they know very well. And also that would give a little connection towards the cosplayer and their fan base. It's a little bit more personal and it's really nice to get to know your followers. However, that kind of created like a need for comments. So on Instagram, comments are key. So this change also affected Facebook because Instagram and Facebook are pretty much cousins, and that's also affected the algorithm on YouTube as well. That's why when you see YouTubers say, hey, let's start a conversation below in the comments, they want people to interact with their video because that will promote their video to be seen by more people. So on Instagram, commenting is key because the more comments a video or a photo received on Instagram, Instagram will recognize that photo or video is popular and it'll push it more on other pages of other followers of that creators. Ginny D made a compelling argument against the algorithm on Instagram and Facebook. I'll link the article below. She says that it is only for hardcore cosplayers, so you can just skip it altogether unless you're a cosplayer wanting to know more about this situation that we're dealing with. And she basically says the only way you can get likes and followers if you do something amazing, you do something unique, you do something that no one does, and you switch up your cosplay game a bit. I've also spoken with some of my friends who are cosplayers on Instagram who have like 2,000 more followers than I do. So we kind of came to the conclusion, at least in our small community, that it doesn't really matter how many followers you have, but it's your support system and it is your community that you have with other cosplayers. That's going to get you the likes, that's going to get you the comments and the follows. What I started doing to help my fellow cosplayer is commenting on 10 posts a day. So if a cosplayer I follow posts something new, I will comment even just something as simple as a heart or a great work or something personal. So that's what I'm trying to do to build my connection to my other fellow cosplayers and to strengthen our network along with promoting their photo. On Instagram, you have the option on most accounts to share their photo in your story. So you don't have to take a screenshot anymore, you can just share a photo onto your story. And one of my friends did this past week for Stranger Things Days is she put a call on her story saying, if you have Stranger Things cosplay, drop me like an alien emoji in my story reply section and I'll feature your cosplay on my page. So she did that for Stranger Things Days. Later last month, we had the My Hero Academia movie come out, so someone posted, hey, if you have a MHA cosplay, drop me a muscle arm emoji and I'll feature your cosplay in my story. And that's another great way to promote those other cosplayers along with building that bridge closer to you to them, and it's really fun. So Facebook has the same kind of algorithm as Instagram does. This will only work if your cosplayer has a fan page or this cosplayer has a public profile that anyone can see that they post their cosplays on. Facebook works very close to Instagram, so if you comment on a cosplayer's photo on Facebook, that will also push their photo into the sight of new eyes. And Facebook is kind of interesting because we don't have just one kind of friend group like we usually do on Instagram, because on Facebook we have our cousins and uncles and friends from high school in there. So if you share a cosplayer's photo on Facebook, those people who aren't in the cosplay community will see their cosplay, and hey, who doesn't love seeing the Legend of Zelda cosplay that you really appreciate? That'll put more eyes on their cosplays along with promoting their page as a whole. YouTube. Thumbing up a cosplay related video or a cosplayer's video not only enables you to start seeing more cosplay related videos, but it also gives them some props who will notice their thumbs up on their video and they'll push their video more toward videos related to those videos. So please give me some love. And let's get a conversation started about shark socks down in the comments below. So everything I've talked about up till this point has been super easy. You can do it all from your phone or your computer. You do not have to leave your bed in order to support these cosplayers. But if you're in some sort of convention community and cosplay community, you probably will leave your house eventually and go to a convention where you'll see other cosplayers, and maybe you'll see your favorite cosplayer have a booth at a convention. Cosplayers sell prints and other items at a convention, but if you're anything like me and you just don't buy anything at conventions, because that is just a slippery slope you don't want to go down, you can ask for multiple business cards of the cosplayer. This is for both people who have booths and other random cosplayers roaming around. I'm one of them. So ask for a couple cosplay cards, even if you're just going to give them out to your friends and family, or if they're anything like me, they'll just keep them for kicks and giggles. Every cosplay card I receive gets put up on my corkboard behind me, and I treasure every single one of them. Ask to take a picture with that cosplayer. We so appreciate this. Bonus points if you are social savvy and you want to put it on Facebook. Do not forget to put the handle of the cosplayer in the description, so if someone likes that photo, they can look at that cosplayer and love them as much as you do. Those are my tips to how to support cosplayers with absolutely no money. I appreciate you for watching. Let me know any good tips that I might have missed in the comments below. This is not just a promotion for my video. I truly want to know if I might have skipped over anything else. I didn't really hit Twitter, Tumblr that much because I'm not really that savvy, but those are your basics. And remember, if you can support a cosplayer, whether it's on Patreon or buying a print, you're not only supporting that artist in their creative career, but you're taking home something that they poured their heart and soul into. Making that costume, organizing that photo shoot, making that wig, wearing that corset, and those heels. Can't relate. Bye!